We have new information which will shock all of you. I have WPXI.com news. Alleged Trump shooter spotted by law enforcement nearly 30 minutes before the shots were fired. The official number is 26. It was 5:45 p.m. Someone called it in. They took a picture of the person. They said that they have learned from a source that person in the picture is Thomas Crooks. We're told it's not clear if he had a gun with him at that point. According to multiple sources, a law enforcement officer had also previously seen Crooks on the ground and called him in as a suspicious person with a picture. 26 minutes after the second picture of Crooks was taken by law enforcement, the second, mind you, and the information was called in, shots were fired from the roof of the American Glass Research Building. Seconds later, a Secret Service sniper returned fire and killed Crooks. Now, there's a lot of questions as to how something like this happened. And it's very hard. And I know the media is going to attack and insult me and everybody else. It is hard to believe that this is a lone gunman who got lucky. This defies all logic. A clear line of sight within 130 yards of the front runner for the presidential election. And not once in a half an hour did a single law enforcement officer say, suspicious man on the roof, get the president off the stage. All they had to do was click their walkie-talkie and say, get Trump off stage, security threat. Nope, nobody, not one person. Corey Mills brought up that when, as a former sniper, when they would do these assessments with Secret Service, they track what are vantage points at 100 yards, 200 yards, 300 yards. So I'm supposed to believe, and the American people are supposed to believe, that in this instance, a crazed lone gunman had a ladder placed up against a building where police were staging, climbed onto the roof, was seen by two law enforcement officers who took pictures of him, encountered another law enforcement officer who saw him on the roof and backed away, was identified by members of the crowd and by Secret Service, and no one did anything until he literally shot Donald Trump.
It's impossible to explain away. I can steelman a bit of it, and I'll steelman it knowing that I don't believe it. Somebody on a roof just trying to get a better viewpoint of the president, suspicious, but not terrible. But you could see in the videos now, and we know all these facts, that one sniper had him in his scope for an extended period of time. I don't know how you assemble an AR-15 once you get on a roof, but it's not something that takes a nanosecond. Mm-hmm. It's clear. This was a Lee Hop, a let it happen on purpose, that at the end of it, you'd have your dead patsy. It was incompetence. They were understaffed. Horse crap. You don't understaff and have the best vantage point of the president, not only unmanned, but unsupervised. It was a let it happen on purpose. And at the end, some heads would roll. Oh, incompetence. You'll go, you whatever. Meanwhile, they would have gotten exactly what they wanted. It was a matter of days before the RNC. Trump hadn't been officially appointed yet. He hadn't nominated his VP yet. This was the time, and that kid, but for the grace of God,